Hey guys, it's Tanya. I'm back doing a response video to LessofSarah's question about do I think all weight loss surgery patients are also food addicts. And first I'll say this is just my opinion, and I don't know, because if I knew, I'd write a book and make $1 million. But I thought about all the stuff that Sarah talked about, and she kind of went through the general definition of what a food addict is, and I took a few notes. And I mean, a lot of the things that you noted, I would say I have those symptoms, or I had those symptoms in the past. Feeling guilty after eating. I still feel guilty even if I'm eating the right foods. I still have feelings of guilt just from eating in general. So that's something I have to deal with. Eating when you're not physically hungry. Yeah, I definitely did that in the past, and I still do it now because I eat by the clock. So, yeah. Eating alone and feeling ashamed. I don't do that now unless, like, at a mealtime I'm actually alone, but I don't hide. I used to hide and what I ate, and I make a point now that if I get the urge that I feel like I need to hide what I'm eating, to make sure that I don't, because I think that's one of my slippery slopes is closet eating. So I don't do that now, but I did that a lot when I was younger, before surgery. A history of weight fluctuation, yep. History of unsuccessful diets, yep. Eating little in public but maintaining a high weight, yep. Because I made sure I ate just what an average person would eat in public, because I always felt like people were watching to see, like, what does she eat to get that big, you know? So, yeah, I would bring food home. Like, if we ate at a restaurant, I'd eat just like what a normal person would eat and bring food home, and then I'd eat the rest of it when we got home. So, having food on your mind constantly. Well, yeah, I just did my video last week about it. I still have food on my mind constantly. But on the other side of it, I am very much like what you described, that before surgery, I had extreme hunger. I was always hungry, and I never really felt completely filled up unless I, like, totally gorged myself, which I tried not to do, but I did have binging times. But I always felt hungry, like extreme hunger. And after having VSG, and I guess the ghrelin, the part of your stomach that makes the ghrelin was gone, I didn't have that extreme hunger now. Now I get, like, little hunger. I don't know. It's definitely nothing like what it was before. I'll get empty feelings, and I'll get little growls in my stomach, but it's not the extreme hunger that I had before. But this is my theory, and I have lots of theories on different things in life. But again, it's just my theory. I'd love to sit down with a researcher and have them, do a study on some of this stuff. But I think some of us had a defect or something in our stomach that caused us to make more of the hunger hormone than what other people had from a young age. And it's especially for those of us who have been heavy our whole lives. And that extreme hunger drove us to eat more and more and more, and to create unhealthy food habits, which were the ones that were described in the food addiction, because we knew we were not the same as everyone else. So you hid what you ate, you felt guilty about it because you weren't like everybody else. And I think after years and years, 30 years of having those bad food habits, that's what it formed. It formed bad food habits because you had this insatiable hunger. So then, even once the physical body has changed with the VSG and you're not hungry anymore, you don't have that extreme hunger, you got 30, 35, 40 years of terrible food habits that have been instilled in you because of that extreme hunger. So while it may not be a food addiction, it's terrible food habits. Now, some people may have a terrible food addiction, and I may have a terrible food addiction, and I don't know. That's one of the questions I've been weighing on my mind for months now, because, and just like you said, you don't think you have a food addiction because you don't have all those things. You were just extremely hungry and you like the taste of food. Yeah. But I could tell you at my point, at the point that you're at in your journey, when I was there, I would have said, I got this nipped in the bud. This is no problem. I'm not hungry anymore. I'm totally in control of my food. I'm fine. It wasn't until I was probably 9 months out or more that I started having the mental struggles. In the beginning, mentally, everything was extremely easy. I never cheated. I did not taste things. I was on plan 100%, you know, and my mind was completely in it. And I remember thinking, like, I don't feel like I'm doing any mental work. I'm not working through any problems. But like I said, it wasn't until I was probably about 9 or 10 months out that the mental struggle really started. And I had to start doing the mental work. So I'm just warning you, it may seem like you got it all figured out right now, but just be prepared that the mental part may kick in at a later date, because I thought the same exact thing, and then the mental part kicked in for me. So, am I a food addict? I don't know. I definitely have food issues, and the one thing I can say is, like, when it comes to addiction, I think part of addiction is you're driven to do something to the detriment of yourself and others around you. And yeah, I definitely ate until I risked my own health, obviously, but I would not have done anything to risk, like, my kids' lives or my husband's life to get food or our livelihood. You know, I wouldn't have missed meetings at work or missed school activities because I wanted to eat, you know. So by those terms, then I don't know if I qualify as an addict. So I don't know. It's really hard to say. And I guess, like I said a couple of weeks ago when I did my update, that I should probably talk to a therapist. I probably, you know, have, by all rights, could work with a therapist. Iffy on therapy, but I don't know. Sorry, this is shaking. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on it. I think that years of having extreme hunger because of excessive ghrelin in our system caused us to form terrible food habits that could appear to be food addictions. So that's my theory. I found it very interesting hearing everybody else's theory. I wish we could all get together and sit down and have a big group discussion about it, because I think it would be a really interesting discussion. So, Sarah, thanks for bringing up the topic. I think it was really good, and I think you're going to get a lot of good responses. Bye.